Welcome, everyone, to the 6th edition of the Rebelle Rally. We are live from Base Camp 2, Big Dune, Nevada, on a very windy and stormy day, the beginning of Stage 4. My name is Rochelle Croft, and over here we have Matthew Johnson. We are your hosts for this show, and we survived the night.
We did. We made it through. You know, on our opener there that talks about the distance and the map and compass, I feel like it should 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, that is it's been a thing. Oh, my word. The stories. After we saw you all yesterday and signed off on that beautiful Bluebird day, and about 12 noon, they weren't kidding. That weather report was not lying.
Yeah, downhill from there. What's interesting to me is the competitors didn't really seem bothered yesterday.
They did not.
We are the ones falling to pieces, and they're just heads down in the truck. If I could get a window down, how you doing? Great. We're focused. We're super on today. We're loving it. You know, while I'm like falling over out there trying to interview them. But yeah, like we said, each team out here on the Rebelle Rally this year has their own rally inside a rally. And we're doing our best to bring you as much coverage as we can. As you can see, we're set up inside a tent right now. In the background, you'll probably notice the wind come and go and gust and flow. And maybe some dust even fly across here.
Yeah. There was just crazy stories after all the teams left yesterday. And we also left to go out on course. The whole base camp staff just got annihilated with 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Tents were blowing away. My tent blew away almost a mile into the desert with my things in it. No, someone went and found it.
Noelle's tent blew away and did like a 180 and fell over. While she was in it.
Yeah. It was insane around here. And
funny, not funny.
The whole base camp staff just did an amazing job keeping it all together. So yeah, it's business as usual. We've got a beach inside a base camp right now, tent. All the sand blew up in there. And all these ladies are just plotting their checkpoints like it's another day.
It's funny, driving south yesterday, we commented to each other like, oh, now we see how Big Dune got created. The wind comes from Beatty and blows all the sand across the desert, and it goes into a huge pile, and now we call it Big Dune.
Yeah.
You know, before we move on, I have a really good chance here to talk about using one of our sponsor products last night from Wagan Tech. They have these cool Michelin lights. I don't know if here we are, back here. These cool lights, you can get an area light with a single press of this and kind of hang it above you. It has these nice little hooks on the back to maybe hang that in a tent, or if you're working under a car outside, you slide that puppy under there and it'll light up your workspace. But if you need it for emergency assistance, another click gives you a nice strobe there. And we had one of these laying down last night so we could see where not to trip over something with all the blowing sand. And then just for a random strobe, you get a nice little blink there. So, yeah, cool device there. Used it last night. I was happy to have it around. Thank you. Wagan Tech, really useful products.
Yeah.
Wagan Tech also makes some portable battery systems.
Oh, cool.
With lots of plugs and power outputs. And we've got several pieces of our team using those also. So thanks, Wagan Tech.
Absolutely, yeah. All those lights came in handy last night, especially when there was 4 feet of visibility at base camp yesterday.
There
was just lights everywhere.
Tracy, do we have the B-roll from yesterday? Okay, not yet.
I think so. Now teams this morning. This is the beginning of stage 4, which is the first marathon leg.
First day.
The only marathon leg. Although last night, I would argue, was kind of a marathon leg because the teams actually were allowed to sleep in their cars because the wind was so bad. So they all kind of circled the wagons, formed a little circle horseshoe thing like in the Wild West, and they had a party out there and loved every second of it. They were just having a good time. They're troopers.
It's funny how challenging conditions kind of bring out the grit, and you see everyone's commitment to making the best. We're trying to make some lemonade out here, right?
Absolutely.
And then when at the end of the night, I heard Rachel Radnauer with her, experience in the military and such. She gave a quick chat on the microphone. She said, silly things happen in crazy weather like this. If you get up in the middle of the night and you've moved your tent or whatever, people can get driven over when you can't see where you are, when you're so turned around. She was like, so no car moves tonight.
Yeah.
And just reminded people, and like if you're getting up to go to the bathroom, you go in pairs. I mean, this is the level of chaos it was around the camp, and so like just having, it was comforting for everybody to be like, oh, Rachel knows how this can go wrong, and she's just giving us a good heads up for
Yep.
how to be thinking about the dangers at hand with that much sand blowing around.
Yeah, she definitely has experience. She's an incredible competitor as well. I believe she's an OG Rebelle.
She is. That's
Yeah.
OG. We call all 6 years competition here. She and Christy Levy are having a great run in that blue and red Jeep this week. Shall we look at some stage winners yesterday?
Let's look at yesterday. Man, these girls were on fire
Cool.
yesterday.
Well, there's no massive surprise. Our
Uh-huh.
stage winners there on stage 3.
Team 129 of the 4x4 stage, Nina Barlow and Tara Lynn. And man, when the wind was really kicking up, I looked at my tracker and we saw 129 out in those dunes by
yeah.
themselves. And we're like, of course they're out there slaying black checkpoints in the middle of Big Dune in the middle of a windstorm. So these ladies are fighting hard.
They are
doing a
going
great
for
job.
it. And they the 2 black diamond checkpoints they got at the end of the day, no one else got.
Yeah.
So that a good point there. They're out digging around in the sand. The dunes get harder as well when the wind blows. It creates the soft edges and rounds off some edges that are easier to kind of know where you are. So you'll find while you're driving in the dunes, especially when it's blowing, it's hard to tell what's level. You have to rely on your inner ear and your butt feeling and not your eyes to figure out what's level and what's uphill and downhill.
Yeah.
Very disorienting. Seeing some plotting there.
All right. How did X-Cross do yesterday? There we go. Melissa Fisher and Cora Jokinen. Team 202 are the winners of the X-Cross stage yesterday.
In their Ford Bronco Sport,
Yeah.
which is the same vehicle that won X-Cross last year.
Awesome. They also had a really good run. Man, there was a lot of teams yesterday that seemed like it just was clicking for all of them. And it looked like it was also clicking for them. So congratulations. Well done to the teams yesterday.
You know, while we're talking about stage winners, if you at home are watching and you'd like to join me right now for a moment, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to use the points that you're looking at on your cell phone. As we see, there's some tulips and some route books there on the screen. I'm going to be talking about what you're looking at on your phone. If you take this line by line, it will make more sense. And because I'm sometimes I get real pokey on the screen there, I get a little mixed up on what I'm looking at. But if you choose the class you're interested in first, 4x4 class, if you click entries, if you just go right across, entries tells you that extra information, the vehicle they're in, where they're from, their subclasses.
Yeah. And you're on rebellerally.com.
Yes, thanks.
The live standings.
If you want to, yeah, exactly, live scoring.
Live scoring.
You could also type scoring.rebellerally.com to get here. But moving along, you click standings under 4x4 class and see the overall standings. You click your daily totals, see that. I know this is mostly makes sense, but what happens sometimes is folks will be looking at day 3, let's say, and assume that is the summation of who's winning the rally. And it doesn't work like that. You need to click standings to make sure it's clear about who's winning. And Chrissy's dad, Michael Jabot, thank you, Michael, for putting a lot of this programming together. He reminds me each year about the flow chart. If you want the quickest way to see how ahead or behind someone is into that next position, go to the flow chart. It shows you the scoring difference by points each day of the rally. So we can see that Emmy and Becca were 7 points down on our leaders, Tara Lynn and Nina, there on day 1. So spend a few minutes looking at that flow chart. You'll find it pretty useful about understanding the space between the different competitors.
Yeah, that's a really helpful tool. It's a lot of fun to check on that throughout the day. And yeah, that's good information. You see those back to that B-roll just a couple seconds ago. That's actually in real time. So we've got one of our camera guys out in the main tent. And that's the vibe this morning. Teams are plotting checkpoints. They have a lot of checkpoints to plot, as this is a marathon leg.
It's like it's 2092 and we're rallying on the moon.
Kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
There's no spacesuits, but otherwise.
Yeah. Oh man, they are in good spirits though. I pulled in last night in the middle of Mach 10 winds or whatever it was, and Team 145, especially Andrea and Chris, were just hooting and hollering and said they had the best day of their lives on the rally because it snowed on them as they went through Titus Canyon, and then it was windy, And then they were just hitting all their checkpoints. And then they got back here and they're like, and now we get to sleep in our car. This is the best day ever.
You're in your car all day and now want to spend more. You got to catch up with that team. They are a riot. They're so much fun to interact with here on the rally. Should we give a little quick summation of Titus Canyon before we talking too much about today and tomorrow?
Let's do it.
What'd you think?
Oh, it was gorgeous. I loved it.
Honestly, we were scheduled to be live during that time. We didn't think we were going to get to go down Titus Canyon, but it was such chaos. It seemed the safest thing and the smartest way to use our time. And we were just looking for a way to justify us getting to see Titus Canyon as well. And man, what a sight. No wonder people come from so far away to get to drive down. It's a canyon, right?
Yeah. It's an amazing. I was thinking it was like canyoneering by car was how it felt.
Nice. And Adam with me is a kayaker, so he's imagining what it would look like if water is 8 or 10 feet deep of water flowing through there. But just to see the different levels of rock and different sediment pushed up and formed over millions of years through there, and knowing that when I die, and maybe when all of my family dies, it's probably going to look pretty much exactly the same as it does now. Not to be sad, dark about that, but there's something really interesting. It's like it's looked like that. That's the way it looks. It'll look like that long after we're gone. That kind of just, permanence is a neat thing to be near.
It is very cool. All right. Well, it sounds like we're going to try and grab a team to chat with here. We're going to cut to commercial quick.
Before that, we're going to squeeze in a course description.
Got it. Thank you, Tracy.
Yeah, thanks, Tracy. Okay, it's day 4, stage 4, the marathon start. What does that mean? The marathon is 2 days in a row without our fancy Stephanie catered tent and all the hand-holding for dinners and breakfasts. So teams will be sleeping, as a group tonight, but without the support of the primary part of the rally here. So here we go. Stage 4 is the start of the marathon stage. Competitors start the day and traverse southward to Ash Meadows with the choice of a regular route or X checkpoint route through a long sand wash area. After this section, they transit via roadbook on an en-route enduro to Tecopa, California. They hit a green checkpoint, and the 4x4s decide whether the regular route dropping into Dumont Dunes via Death Valley or the X route through the rocky Sperry Wash. Both decisions lead them to the dunes, where they have a series of black diamond checkpoints. After exiting Dumont, a short pavement transit leads them to Hollow Hills for checkpoints, before ending the day in the Razor Open OHV area. Teams will camp in a designated location known as the Swing Set, far away from the noise of base camp. No mechanical service is available without penalty on the marathon. So again, we're reinforcing that you got to take care of your equipment.
Yes, absolutely. It really comes into play here, especially on this marathon leg. And I heard Emily speaking to the competitors this morning. There are stretches of road with those G-outs or washouts. So if you're cruising along, thinking all is well, hightailing it out of there, and one of those sneaks up on you, that's when you get in serious trouble, safety and for your vehicle. So they need to be really careful about that, lower down their speeds, have good time management today, and they will make it no problem. It's also the cool thing is, so today is 320 kilometers. That was a big day. And they're headed into California.
Once we get to California, do we stay? I think. We don't know that. I shouldn't have asked. Yeah, yes.
I believe we do. Sorry,
yes,
I was really quickly trying to read my notes here, and I failed at that. So yeah, looks like we're staying put. And I think we also have an awesome video the team put together about just the Wild West of California and what the teams are going to start entering into.
This place tells a story through the color and through these formations that are completely unexpected. I started racing almost 2 decades ago, and the color of the desert Southwest is like nowhere else I've seen. It's so unbelievable. It's unforgettable.
Hi, I'm Justin from Wagan Tech, a company that has been in the Bay Area of California for over 37 years. As an automotive lifestyle company, we provide products that give you power, comfort, and convenience for the road ahead. Power means having a hot cup of coffee no matter where you are. Comfort is enjoying your trip. Convenience is having the tools you need when you need it. With Wagan Tech, you'll always be road ready.
The sport of desert racing or off-road, you have to prepare for anything. The only way to know if something's going to withstand the abuse is to go out and test it and beat the crap out of it. Knowing that you're living life on the edge, pushing everything, you're literally racing on marbles. And the intensity, and then you throw in elements of dust and traffic and race cars around you, and it's an adrenaline rush. Anybody that says they do it for fun is lying. Racing's an addiction. I believe in pushing everything to the limits. I believe in testing everything that I have that's in my arsenal. You have to take advantage of opportunities when they're presented. You have to pick yourself up when you experience something that's a failure and not let it become an obstacle in your way. Just have to rise from it and move on. I think this business is a little bit of a journey. You know, there's a lot of things that you see around here, but the reality is it's funded by passion. I believe I have the best team and the support crew and staff behind me. We recognize one another for the strengths that we possess, and then we try and harness that creativity or that energy, and everyone drives themselves to that next level by being able to lean on who's next to them to fill in the gap or do what they may not do as good as somebody else. To me, races are won or lost in the shop. You have a flawless day on the racetrack, and that's when everything goes perfect. However, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes in this building with prep and a maintenance schedule and our chosen list of equipment. There's no way that we would compromise for any associate sponsor or any supplier or any component. I have to believe in what I'm using, and I have to have trust in it. We've always associated ourselves and surrounded ourselves with people that are premium in their niche or their industry. I think it's extremely important for the customer to believe in the brand. You know, you have to prove the durability of your equipment at times, and when you go out and go racing, that gives us an opportunity to show people that the parts that we build for them off the shelf can also withstand race applications. And ultimately, our job is to make everything that we do better. My name's Nicole. I'm one of the owners for Total Chaos Fabrication. I'm also one of the drivers of the Total Chaos Team Tacoma.
What a cool piece there with Nicole. We don't usually hear that tone of voice, though, from Nicole. She's usually just revved up and ready to go, and I love listening to her just sincerely talk about what it means to her to be, for her business, to believe in what they're doing, and it's totally cool being part of the Total Chaos team. I love my 4Runner to death. I love being able to be off-road in it, and this rally wouldn't be what it is without the support of Total Chaos and Nicole there helping pre-run and put everything together. But speaking of Nicole's, that Nicole we call our crazy cousin Chaos. This Nicole we call Nicole Dreon. She's been a photographer with the event from the very beginning, all 6 years. Nicole, tell us what's key about capturing like what your style of photography, because we have several photographers around, but you can look at a photo and know that it's probably one of Nicole's. What are you looking for when you're shooting these women?
Well, Matthew, I love emotion no matter what I'm shooting. And what's so awesome about this rally is that these women are challenged almost by like an hourly basis. So you can find them changing tires, wrenching on their cars. There's this crazy, like, what is this windstorm that's been going on for 24 hours with their goggles down and trying to look at maps and the maps flapping, and you can see all that emotion on their face. I always look for emotion, and what's so awesome about this rally is that this is the American West, these really remote parts of the American West where you are capturing these just really cool journalistic moments, and it's what brings me back every year. It has everything that I love about photography. It's an adventure, really cool little places that you never get to on your own, and yeah, that is what I look for, and I think that's what I bring.
Now looking here, have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've been doing the rally for 6 years, and I would say this windstorm that has come in is definitely adds a new element of chaos. We love that word on the rally, chaos. Yeah, I'm hoping I had to go look for my tent this morning. I'm cleaning out all my camera gear. It makes this sound. So, but it's fun. It makes, for really cool photos.
It's great having you around. Nicole Dreon, such a fun energy to have on the rally. She's always a blast to hang out with, and sneaking around with her photos, taking these really clever shots of sweet moments that you see happening here on the rally. Thank you so much, Nicole. We're going to shoot to a piece on the format here of the Rebelle Rally.
The Rebelle Rally has its own format. It's completely different from any other type of rally out there or any type of race. It is 100% its own thing, and we know because we created it. Emily came to me years and years ago and said, I want to do this event, and we started discussing what our priorities were for the event and what we wanted women to get out of this event.
The Rebelle Rally is not a race for speed. It is about precision driving and precision navigating. We kind of think of it as a triathlon of rally and a triathlon of navigation. So it consists of two types of primary challenges, compass and map, and enduro challenges. Enduro challenges are where you use a traditional rally road book, and they can either be on time or on route. And on time means that they have to do a formula of time, speed, and distance to arrive on time at each instruction on the road book. And on route enduro means that they just have to stay on that route. Map and compass challenges consist of green, blue, and black diamond checkpoints, a lot like a ski run. The greens are the easiest, and they are marked with a prominent flag, course official. A blue is harder, marked with a small blue flag or pole, and then a black diamond checkpoint is not marked at all. Every morning, competitors receive a checkpoint guide, and then they receive an enduro road book if they have an enduro that day. And the checkpoint guide gives them everything they need. So the map numbers they'll use, magnetic declination of the day, the number of checkpoint, the rating, the number of points, the bullseye and the radius for the black diamond checkpoints, and any really important notes that they need. The navigators really have a tough challenge. They have to physically plot a latitude and longitude or a heading and distance on the map. And they do that with a scale and a plotter. Each team has 190 possible checkpoints that they can score in the rally. But that doesn't mean there are only 190 checkpoints that are set. There are a lot more.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We are live from Base Camp 2, Big Dune, Nevada. My name is Rochelle Croft, and we are here in the tent where all the action is happening. So we're going to try and see if a couple teams will chat with us, see how their night was, see how they're feeling about the marathon leg, and see what information we can get out of them. I know they're all really busy. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Sorry, did that wrong. Can you tell us? It's a little. I'm still down in my Yeti coffee here, and I need a little bit more of that, apparently. Can you tell us your name, your team number, and what if you're driver or navigator?
So my name's Elizabeth Williams, and this is Allison Williams. We're sisters, and we're Team 119, Team Get Lost. And so I'm the driver, like I said, she's the navigator.
Awesome. And you guys are crushing it. You're one of the rookie teams, and you're doing really well.
Oh, well, thank you. We've been kind of just trying to stay steady and consistent and not get too crazy, but, push ourselves a little bit and try some things that we hadn't really thought we would try before.
Absolutely. So you're going into your first marathon. Yes. First, I want to know, how was last night for you? And are you looking forward to the marathon?
Absolutely looking forward to the marathon stage. I know we had a little bit of a windy night. It was a little loud, but actually we both got some rest, thankfully, and I think we're feeling pretty good today. So we're excited to kind of be able to hang out with all the other rebels and, get some insider knowledge from some of the guys that have been around for a while.
Absolutely. What was it like for you yesterday out on the course? How was it?
It was a good day. We had a few little setbacks, but I think we actually recovered pretty quickly from them and were able to really feel confident by the end of the day, which was nice.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for giving us your time. I know you're very busy. When is your start time this morning?
We're starting at 7:39.
Okay. I can't see my watch, but I know that's coming up quick. All right, 7:15, so you've got about 20 minutes. We wish you all the best, and have a great night camping.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, that was the Williams sisters. They are Team 119, Get Lost, and they're going to be ones you're going to want to look out for as this rookie team. Okay, let's walk around here, see who else we can find. Let's pop over here. They're both plotting, and they're both looking very serious. Good morning. Hi, April. I feel so bad doing this. This is another sister team. And how are you guys feeling?
We're pretty good considering we woke up at 3:30 this morning and packed up the tent, but we got in here and we had time for a leisurely breakfast. As soon as I can get these plots done, I'll feel great.
Awesome. You got a big day. It's a marathon leg. Are you guys looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to shaking all of the sand out of everything I own. That's going to be wonderful. And maybe washing my face. Just getting time to repack the car and just kind of have like a leisurely evening. And I can plot the points tonight because we have the points for tomorrow. So that'll take the stress off tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. Yes, that's some good time to hang out, enjoy your mountain house meal, sit around a jet boil together, get some plotting done.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. And you guys are in the FJ. How's the FJ holding up?
Oh, we're in a 4Runner, actually. The 4Runner, Luna, she's doing great, actually. So I put a lot of new Total Chaos stuff on there. I got those weld-on spindle gussets because last year we bent both of our spindles on day 2, just hitting a rock. And so far it's been great. We haven't had to go to the mechanics for anything, which has been wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome. Well done, you two. We're all excited to watch you. This is Team 107. Keep an eye on this other sister team. How's it going out there?
Pretty good, except for the wind and the sand. My throat's a little scratchy, but...
Yeah. So which one is the big sister and which is the little sister?
Can you guess?
She the big sister?
She's the big sister, yes. She's a little bit older.
Awesome. Well, it's always a joy to see you two out there, and we wish you all the best today. Thanks for chatting with us, guys. Okay, we have many teams deep in thought. Let's see. Nate's telling me just to tackle him and poke him in the shoulder. What do you think, Matt? We're going to attack? All right. We got Team 184, who is busy plotting points. This is Kendra Miller, an OG, original Rebelle, and has competed every single year. She is with her teammate Liza, and they are crushing it as well. When you get a second after putting that dot where it absolutely needs to go, I would love to chat with you. I like your magnifying glass. That's a good idea.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. How was yesterday for you?
I mean, it was all right. It was a little tough at the end. Super windy, which made wanting to get out of the car and do the blacks kind of tough. But other than that, just keep on pace and keep a good schedule.
Yeah. Did you guys tackle Big Dune and get some blacks out there yesterday?
Yeah, we got the one black at the end, and then got a blue and just kind of bailed on the rest. You couldn't really see, and I wasn't going to be any more tired for today than I already am. So,
yeah. Are you looking forward to the marathon leg today?
Yeah, it should be really fun. Looks like a good route, a lot of good driving. So nice long navigation breaks. So that'll be nice.
Awesome. You can churn your brain off a little bit and zone out.
Yep.
Awesome.
Regenerate the energy.
I like that. Awesome. Well, have a good rally, and we'll see you later. All right, that was Kendra Miller of Team 184 with Liza, her teammate, who is her driver. And they're also a team you want to look out for. They are doing really well. She's one of the OG Rebels. All right, Matt, what do you think?
I'm just looking around here, wondering.
They're kind of starting to thin out. They're going 2 off the start line this morning. So that's getting them out of here a little quicker. And I think none of them are sad about leaving this base camp today.
I'll say.
All right, all these ladies are looking pretty busy. I think we are going to wrap it up in here. Let these ladies finish packing up, plotting their checkpoints. They've got a lot going on. And we will see you in a minute. We're going to throw out a commercial here, and we will be back.
This place tells a story through the color and through these formations that are completely unexpected. I started racing almost 2 decades ago, and the color of the desert Southwest is like nowhere else I've seen. It's so unbelievable. It's unforgettable.
Hi, I'm Justin from Wagan Tech, a company that's been in the Bay Area of California for over 37 years. As an automotive lifestyle company, we provide products that give you power, comfort, and convenience for the road ahead. Power means having a hot cup of coffee no matter where you are. Comfort is enjoying your trip. Convenience is having the tools you need when you need it. With Wagan Tech, you'll always be road ready.
I love the sounds there of just full Total Chaos, foot in the throttle there on the latest Total Chaos Land Cruiser build there. What a nice piece of equipment I got to see in their shop a couple months ago. So standing here with Courtney Casey, she and her husband Riley Casey are another husband-wife team that makes the Rebelle go round, and literally they make the Rebelle go round on the ops team. So they're ones really running a lot of the details you see in the background. We have Terry and Jeff and other people in your team. How do you guys divide roles between you?
We definitely have our expertise, and so we try to stick with that. Riley, my husband, is in charge of water. We've got the water trailer, and we just really figure out what we're good at and say, that's what I'm going to do this whole rally, and then you lean into someone else if you need their help, but your goal is to just try to do that thing you're good at.
Now, did all of you declare yesterday around 1 o'clock that you were good at keeping this tent from not flying away and everyone just jump on tent duty? And how's that been?
Well, when you said we make things go around, yesterday the goal was to not make things go around. We got briefed in the morning on the weather and we took everything down we could. But the tent was here and the wind came in and we just had to watch. At that point, there wasn't much we could do other than just brief everyone on what was happening and stay in your cars and ride it out.
Yeah, we have to have obviously a big focus on safety, but also just things going around like, oh, where's the food going to set up? Where's the fuel truck going to set up? Where's the mechanics going to set up? How early before the rally happens does a lot of that stuff get planned for base camps?
That is pre-planned significantly before the rally, and it's specific to each base camp. So each base camp is going to have a different layout depending on our footprint, our orientation. You know, we really want to maximize the view as well as the logistics of the flow, where the roads are coming in. So that's all pre-planned, and then once we get here, it's just implementing that plan, staking it out, and getting everything set up.
Yeah, we don't just show up in the desert and throw up some tents. There's a whole lot of planning. Obviously, you've already figured this stuff out. Is this tent the one we're supposed to have in Glamis?
No.
Good.
This might have been this last tent show.
Courtney, what else should we know about some things that those of us that come and kind of consume the things here on site that has to get done that we'd never know about otherwise?
When I competed on the Rebelle, there were things I didn't even notice and I just took for granted, like water and bathrooms and food. But with so many people here, even just the fresh water needed to do the dishes, to drink, to sustain everyone is incredible. And it's not like we can just go turn on a hose spigot over there. You know, sometimes we're driving pretty significant distances to go get potable water. And so I think that was the thing I really underestimated, was the water that it takes to make this happen in the desert.
Did you two participate in the new filtered water delivery system that we have this year?
So Terry led that up. Last year we were doing the sparklet jugs and we'd switch them out in between each base camp, and it was an absolute nightmare. And Terry saw that as a system that could be improved, so he went and purchased a water filtration system, and it's got a sediment filter, charcoal, and a UV light, and it's really been amazing to just have clean water that we know is absolutely safe to drink right on site. They've got 4 taps and they can fill up whatever they need to fill up.
It's tickled me. Every time I can find something to put water in before I go out, I'm really pleased getting that water. It tastes amazing, so thanks so much. Any other crazy stories from yesterday? Random things flying through the sky?
You know, we give the competitors a hard time sometimes, but their tents didn't fly away. We actually spent most of the day chasing staff tents across the desert, so maybe the staff need to learn from the competitors on that one.
One of those staff tents with a staff in it.
Yeah, we definitely, luckily we knew she was in there and we got her out before we smashed it down, but no, we were briefed on the wind and we thought we knew what to expect, and it was way more than I could have ever. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So we're just glad we're all safe, we're all here, nothing else blew away, and hopefully this wind dies down.
We're so lucky to have you guys. You're such a great team to have around. And they gave me a tour of the RV. They custom built themselves. You'll be able to see that. Are you going to one of the expos soon?
Yeah, we'll be at SEMA in a few weeks.
Great. You'll be able to see the RV they custom built, Riley and Courtney Casey, there at SEMA in a couple of weeks. Thanks for your time, Courtney.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. Okay. Are we jumping to commercial? Awesome. Let's jump to a commercial.
This place tells a story through the color and through these formations that are completely unexpected. I started racing almost 2 decades ago, and the color of the desert Southwest is like nowhere else I've seen. It's so unbelievable. It's unforgettable.
Hi, I'm Justin from Wagan Tech, a company that has been in the Bay Area of California for over 37 years. As an automotive lifestyle company, we provide products that give you power, comfort, and convenience for the road ahead. Power means having a hot cup of coffee no matter where you are. Comfort is enjoying your trip. Convenience is having the tools you need when you need it. With Wagan Tech, you'll always be road ready.
At Total Chaos, we believe in pushing everything to the limits and testing everything in our arsenal. We design our equipment to perform in brutal environments and some of the harshest off-road terrain. And because of that, we have been trusted to pre-run every mile of the Rebelle Rally for the last 6 years. Welcome to the chaos.
All right, welcome back everyone to Base Camp 2 at Big Dune, Nevada. I am Rochelle Croft, one of your co-hosts of the live show presented by Lexus. I am here with founder, creator, director of the Rebelle Rally, Emily Miller. She is going to go over the maps with us today as the girls start out on this marathon leg and let you know what they can expect. How's it going today?
Great. I have this face mask on because I've been standing in this for many hours now. Pretty rough out there, but really cool to see how all the competitors handled it. So we're going to get them out, going to get them south. And we hear that this windstorm's going across the west all the way through Colorado. So we're hoping we get a little reprieve here. But this is what they're up against. I mean, this is it. And so today they are headed from Base Camp 2 to the Marathon Camp. And the Marathon Camp is located south of us next to the Mojave Preserve near Baker, California. So they are on a number of maps. This is a 200,000 scale map. Because fuel had to depart last night because of safety concerns, they now have to go and fuel at Amargosa Valley Junction. So they're headed from the dunes here over to here, and then they make their decisions. The regular route is going to do a loop, is going to go out through here, come back through and intersect at Ash Meadows. The regular, the X route is actually going to go down here to this railroad track trestle that really drives like a fun kind of sandy wash area. And they're going to intersect, they're going to be over here. There's a green checkpoint that we did not plot on the map. So they have to plot that green checkpoint as well. Then they hit an on-route enduro. That on-route enduro takes them just to the west of Pahrump, Nevada, down to Shoshone, and then to Tacopa. And Tacopa, they hit the green checkpoint, and they end the on-route enduro. In that on-route enduro, they have 3 checkpoints and 2 passage controls. So there are points on the table, even though it's just a transit. Once they hit the green CP, then they make a key decision. Are they going to go out and go down Sperry Wash, or are they going to go the regular route and enter into Death Valley at this point, come around, and then come into Dumont Dunes this way? This is a pretty gnarly, rocky wash. It's a pretty direct route, but it is slow. People are going to have to be really careful in there, protect their sidewalls. Over here through Death Valley, it's fun. It's fun running. It's a beautiful descent right through here. Epic views, easier route. This right here is a fueling and powering location. So this is where they will repower today. Then they go into Dumont Dunes. So let's switch to this map. They have this map, which is a 50,000. This is the Dumont Dunes area. They have a number of checkpoints. The green checkpoint is not plotted on the map. It is also not that visible. They're going to have to search for that. They can't just take it for granted that those greens are always easy. There's a series. These are all black diamond checkpoints. So Dumont you're going to have to slow it down. You're going to have to be very precise. There's going to be a little bit of fun dune driving to help them prepare for the final stage of the rally. Then they exit, and then they head south. Let's go back to this map. They go back to their primary map, hit this green checkpoint just north of Baker, California, and then they have checkpoints up in this area. This is actually marked in red because this is a protected area that we don't want them to try to find a route to the interstate. So they're going to exit here, go down, head to Razor Road, and to the marathon camp that's on some beautiful private land right at the edge of the Mojave Preserve and the Razor OHV area. One thing I want to say is where they're going to is an open OHV area. This is an open OHV area. So Dumont is an open OHV area. So in those areas, they can take a heading and a distance, navigate to their points on the best route for them. We threw them a curveball this year. You probably noticed that. This is actually a world topo map. It has less features. This map normally has a lot of details, so people who are really good at just using the map and recognizing the features would just drive to those points. Now we're forcing them to really use heading and distance, drive what they can drive. It's going to be very sandy. It's going to be very soft. But the critical thing is they have to be able to make adjustments. It's basically dead reckoning navigation. That is going to be their whole morning tomorrow morning. We're heading out on the marathon stage. So tomorrow they wake up, they don't have mechanical services, and then they're going to do this big loop through Razor OHV before they exit. That's going to be a very exciting day. I think that's going to also be something to watch for the standings. So I hope that helps. Everybody, thanks for watching.
Thank you so much, Emily. That helps a lot. It's so fun to get her input on these maps and where the teams are going, because she and Jimmy Lewis spend a lot of time out here throughout the year putting together these amazing courses, loops, checkpoints, getting everybody down the road safely. And this is definitely a new addition, this map that she was talking about. So Dead Reckoning is a lot of navigation that is not always in the Rebelle because you need an open OHV area to do it. And that is where you get out of your car, you take a heading at, let's say you want to go 189 degrees for 3.3 kilometers. And so you get out of your car, the navigator gets out of the car, and they point at that 189 degrees. Your driver then and the navigator see that peak in the distance that you're driving towards, and you slowly make your way to that. There may be obstacles in the way, so that's where triangulation comes into play. It's a whole nother set of skills. So like Emily said, tomorrow's going to be a day to watch. Today is a day to watch. The marathon leg always shakes up the standings. It's going to be a really good couple days. So keep an eye on that YB tracker. Keep an eye on the standings. You saw Emily show you the choices teams have to make. They have quite a few different options they can take today. So it's going to be a good run. All right, we're going to, I think we've got actually some awesome aerial views of the course, and we're going to take a look at that, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the 6th edition of the Rebelle Rally. We are live from Base Camp 2. As you can see, it is still a very windy day out there. My name is Rochelle Croft. I'm here with Matthew Johnson. And these girls are all getting off the start line and ready to hit that marathon leg.
Totally. I was just watching Team Get Lost there. Elizabeth and Allison Williams, the top-performing rookie team right now that you interviewed a few minutes ago, watching them leave the line here on the surface of the moon south of Rhyolite, Nevada.
I'm just going to blame it on aliens. It's all aliens.
Hopefully you were just watching some of that beautiful drone footage. I get mesmerized by it just looking at in our little monitor here. Just seeing some of the talented camera work that our team's able to throw together. I love watching it. It's so cool seeing the smooth drone footage to some slightly mysterious music. It's a nice feel.
It is a nice feel. Speaking of just watching that drone footage and seeing where all the teams are going, I would love to see all the places the teams went yesterday. I think we've got a little bit of footage from that.
Okay.
As we were only at a couple places on course with them.
Yeah. There's is this a sunset or a sunrise? I'm saying sunrise because there they are doing all that. This was yesterday morning.
That was the calm before the storm.
Here,
literally.
Here at Base Camp, literally. Here at Base Camp 2. I love how Stephanie just seems to know. For me, when I got to Base Camp 2, that's where the stars really did pop out of the sky for me when I looked up.
Yeah.
And then that was her theme here in this base camp, where the stars and such.
Oh, awesome. That's those crossovers going after those dune checkpoints in Big Dune yesterday. That was really fun. I got to be out there a little bit with them, and that was a lot of fun to see them out there nailing those blacks and blues.
I got to shoot up one dune yesterday at sunset. We're like watching the sunset, watching the light changing. I'm like, we got to get ourselves up the highest dune we can manage here and break out a camera to close this day. So
There's
cool. I love putting the flag on the front of the hood there.
That is a cool Bronco crossing. I love that. Yeah,
That's
Shelby
Melissa
Hall
and
and Penny,
Cora.
they came up in the rankings yesterday as well. They're doing really well. They were one of the only 4x4 teams to go after a really hard checkpoint yesterday morning, where everyone else left right away. And that, I think, decision bumped them up a little bit.
Looking at one of the Honda teams there, or the Honda team. 204, it's Subaru.
I haven't seen...
The first day she came by and she was like, I've already used my Max Tracks. She was excited about it.
Awesome. There's our first and only rally dog we've ever had. That's a really cool team in the Mitsubishi there.
It's hard not to reach down and pet the pup all the time.
I know. It is a service dog, so we can't pet it, but
no,
it is.
We leave it as
it's really cool to watch them work.
Yeah, it's cool seeing their teamwork.
There's our Sequoia girls.
The Mitsubishi team. That's one of the electrified class vehicles there. Yeah, high five. I don't know the pup's name. Oh, it was precious.
Very precious. Oh, look at that country. That looks like a really fun road to drive on.
You notice how she pulled. Tell us about why you pull the string out like that.
Yeah, it's to help level your compass so that it's not tilted forward or up or down. So you get an accurate reading.
Is that a design from the compass maker that you would use a string like that, or is that a technique from the user?
You know, I would have to look at that.
Okay.
I honestly don't know the answer to that question.
It's like, well, that's what Emily told us to do, so we all just yank on the string.
And Chrissy told us to do, so anything Chrissy tells me to do, I do.
Yeah. Me too, turns out. Happy wife, happy life.
That's right.
It is incredible climbing up there through the valleys. That was on the way up to 12X, where we were yesterday for a little while. Checkpoint 12X.
There's our one and only Lexus team out on the course. Love seeing that GX out there. Oh, those look like some fun roads to drive, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
107, our sister team that we chatted with this morning. That's April Leone there. And that red Jeep got put back together.
Is 151 the one that had the broken front axle?
I believe so. I need to double. No, it was 153.
Okay. There's a couple red Jeeps. We've got quite a few Jeeps here, like 15 of them or
We
something.
do.
What a day it was. That was all the pretty stuff before the wind showed up. So obviously the wind, the biggest topic of the day. hopefully that's not going to be the biggest topic of the evening as we look forward to moving on down course further south and kind of getting below where the wind is tracking across the country.
Yes, if you want to follow us live at rebellerally.com/live, where we will be doing a live stream tonight.
Again, midday today.
Midday today.
Hopefully it's going to be one with both of us together, and then this evening we're going to do what we can based on what we can from the finish line there at 6 o'clock tonight.
Awesome.
That's
So-
stage 5 finish line. Today's stage 4.
Yes.
Stage 5 finish line's tomorrow night. We're going to do, exactly. We're going to do some, thanks, Tracy. We're going to do some hits as much as we can. If you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you'll get a little ping on your phone to let you know we're going live. We're going to try to come to you a couple more times today and tomorrow morning, and then we'll definitely have a nice big show put together for you tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock.
Yes, it's going to be one. I don't think you're not going to want to miss it. I think there could be some shakeup in the standings. This is when taking care of your car, that third teammate, if anything goes wrong, teams do not have mechanics tonight. They've got a long couple days ahead of them, a lot of choices to make, so things could get shaken up.
And, a marathon stage is challenging in and of itself, but the way the weather and everything's kind of developed, it's almost like a precursor. It was an early marathon stage. It's like the grit, and the determination from our teams has had to show up sooner and last longer.
Absolutely. So we're going to try to do some on-course hits, as Matthew said. I am going to be pulling up the Onyx maps to try and chase all these girls around, which is interesting that I can use my phone now and find out where all these checkpoints are.
Yeah, that's really fun.
It's really fun on that system. It's a really great system. If you haven't heard of Onyx Maps, they've got tons of dirt roads, off-road trails all over, different map layers. They tell you public, private lands. It's a really cool system. So.
I noticed they told me private lands, and not only private lands, but who owns it. So you know who that is in the truck driving towards you when you're in the middle of nowhere, and you wonder if you're on the right land or not. Onyx has been really interesting to get used to and trying out. When I'm cruising down the road in my Lexus, sipping from my YETI mug. We love our sponsors. It does make our jobs a lot easier. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you to everyone, especially, all of our sponsors. As Matt said, we're going to hop in those Lexuses, hop on down the road here, have a good time. We'll go find some dirt roads of our own, chase those girls around, and see if we can get some interviews on the course.
All right, keep an eye on your YB tracker. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
we'll see
everyone.
you soon.
Get lost without getting lost. When your adventure takes you off the beaten path, Iridium is there. Whether you're camping in the woods, hiking a mountain, or sailing the ocean, Iridium satellite communicators keep you connected regardless of weather conditions, terrain, or location. Built to be portable, rugged, and easy to use, Iridium and Iridium connected devices deliver peace of mind for you and your loved ones through real-time two-way voice calling, text messaging, photo sharing, social media, GPS, weather monitoring, and SOS, even in the most remote locations. Choose from a selection of products ranging from satellite phones to Bluetooth-enabled hotspots made by the brands you trust to call home, share the moment, or get help when needed. So, get out, take a hike, seize the day, but stay connected. Iridium, your world, our network.
wondering how Scrubblade compares to competitors, take a look at my friend Kyle over here. They look normal, but his wipers only have one blade and no scrubbers, so they're weak. In fact, you can hear it. Pathetic. Now how does that compare to the dual cleaning action of Scrubblade? Oh yeah. Double the efficiency, double the clean, and double the sadness for my man Kyle over here. Oh!